Bringing together elements of spoken word, hip-hop, house, and even 70s pop, Canadian-South African singer and songwriter Zaki Ibrahim's music is free from the boundaries of conventionalism. She was born in British Columbia in Canada and living at different times in South Africa, the UK, and France, and even Lebanon. Zaki's identity and sound is far more than the sum of static geographic parts. She joins us now on our Feel Good Breakfast show via video call all the way from Toronto as we shine a spotlight on Canada this morning. So please give a warm Expresso welcome from the three people that are in studio at the moment. Woo! Zaki, I'm sorry. You know, with social distancing and having to keep the numbers low, that was the most we could muster from an audience. But so good to see you, so good to connect. How are you?
I am doing good. Thank you, Graham. I'm good. It's a heat wave here in Toronto. And I know it's cold over there, but I still, I still miss it. But it's so hot. I'm good, though. I'm good. Thank you.
So I think it's important for us to give a bit of perspective here and maybe kind of go through your life story, summated in literally like 1.5 minutes, because you've got such an interesting trajectory to get to where you are. You describe yourself as a citizen of the world, having lived in, as I listed, various countries across the world. How have your experiences in Canada and South Africa specifically shaped you as a person, and what are the kind of similarities and major differences there?
Living all over the place, not so much all over the place, but being able to have those experiences, I feel super lucky. I feel like I was able to kind of gain a little bit of a variety of perspective, So I think I take that with take that with me in my music always, still to today. I'm even more of a nomad. I feel like now that I'm like living online, I'm working, I'm doing these gigs online, doing interviews online, and that kind of thing. I still miss South Africa, like.
We'll hopefully have you back here soon. Don't worry, we are missing it all so much. I mean, the South African...
I'm coming, baby.
Oh, man, we're so close. We're so close, man. I think all of us are feeling that wanderlust at the moment. I'm going to throw back to another element of your upbringing that I have to imagine did play a massive role. Your late father, Zaki Ibrahim, was one of the founding members of the community radio station Bush Radio. Was a pioneering broadcaster here in South Africa. How did growing up with him and his interests shape your musical interests and your influences?
He was always an adventurer, an explorer, a freedom fighter, a person that was a stoker, if you will, like a fire stoker. He wanted to see people, he wanted to uplift at all times, and using media, using radio, using music, using those kinds of things to tell a message, to put a message across, to mobilize people. I think that kind of little elements of that has stuck to me.
The Secret Life of Planets is a reissue of your 2018 project and features the single with your latest music video release, Cut Loose, which was shot in Joburg, which is really cool. Why did you want fans to revisit this work specifically, and what was it like finally releasing the music video?
There was about four years plus put into that record, put into that album, and I just kind of wanted to like chuck it away because it was so intense. And at the beginning of 2018, I was approached by a label here in Canada, an incredible label of all women. And they were like, that album, you need to put that album out again, because it can go out, into it can do more, into stronger channels, maybe. It can do more, it can, that kind of thing. But then, a pandemic happened and stuff. But there was this music video that was filmed by Ibrahim Haji from South Africa, from Cape Town, videographer, incredible filmmaker. We decided, we're like, we're gonna collaborate. We collaborated on a few things, and we're like had all these plans. But then we're like, let's do this guerrilla style video, because the song itself is, for me, it is cut loose to kind of let go of a certain headspace, a certain mind frame that encloses you. But what I wanted to do is do portraits of people going, trying to capture that moment of
freedom, emancipation,
of freedom, but like capturing it kind of in the face, and see what happens and see how it kind of. That was just going in and filming.
I absolutely love it because it could be the anthem for lockdown. I think all of us at some point have been sitting in our bathroom, maybe staring at ourselves in a mirror, just imagining ourselves in a different realm of existence. It's just been the craziest time. But it's also been a creative time, and it's been a time to rediscover who we are and the places that we live. And obviously this morning we are focused very much on Canada. So I wanted to ask you, what's the best thing about Canada? As someone who has traveled a lot, what do you love the most about Canada?
There's a slight difference between Canada and, say, the United States.
Yeah.
Like the mentality, kind of the way that it was kind of structured. I mean, there are similarities, but then there's also this real where the U.S. is kind of this melting pot, and you're like, if you're American, you're American. Canadians are Afro-Canadian, African-Canadian, Ethiopian-Canadian, South African-Canadian.
You retain that heritage.
Portuguese-Canadian. And it's rich, like probably like if you grew up it's like the Portuguese are more Portuguese here than they are in Portugal. Or like, you know what I mean? Like that. Chinatown is like deep, it's deep.
Most authentic,
it's dope, it's amazing.
Oh, man.
So many things, it's like the whole world is here.
I love it. Well, we wish we were there with you right now, man. I just want to travel, but I think...
I don't know.
Oh, I think more importantly, we wish you were here with us. So you've got to make sure the next time you're down in the Cape that you stop by. But Zaki, an absolute pleasure. I wish we had more time to chat, but it's been an absolute pleasure connecting with you this morning. I know very late to your side of the world, so you go to bed. But thanks so much for giving us the time. So good to see you thriving.
Thank you so much. I'll see you soon. Thanks a lot.
Oh, well, since we can't be treated to the live sounds of Zaki here in studio, we're presenting you with her stirring music video for her beat and synth-driven track, Cut Loose. Just cut loose, man.
Shifting to cryptic sideways, the only way to hide your ghoulish ways. I can use your language, grinning and spinning that dope pitch perfect web. Grip so tight in your shoulders, bite down with the force of rudiment.